All right, so to take the second derivative here, you got to do the first derivative first. Okay, we had sine x and cosine x multiplying to each other. So what rule do we have to use? Product rule. So we take the derivative of the first one, which is cosine x, and we multiply it times the second, which is cosine x. And then we're going to add the derivative of the second one, which is negative sine x, and we're multiplying that by sine x. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of simplifying here to make this look cleaner. We have cosine squared x minus sine squared x. So, because those are multiplying to each other. So this is y prime. But we got to take the double derivative. So to take the double derivative, we don't have to use the product rule anymore. But we have to use a chain rule because we have a power right here. Now some of these might be going, well, I wouldn't simplify it, and I would use the product rule for that one and that one. Okay, that's the same thing, except I think that might be longer. So I'm going to do the product rule. I'm sorry, the chain rule. And I don't know, I kind of don't like seeing the power right there, so I'm going to rewrite it as cosine x squared like that, and then sine x squared. It's the same thing. It's just a different way to write the squared. Normally when a trig has a power, you would put the power in between the x and the trig function. Okay, so what about chain rule? Do you guys remember chain rule? Chain rule, what you have to do is take the derivative of the power first. So that would be, I drop the 2 in front of the cosine x, and then I would take 1 away from the 2, which would just be 1, right? So that would be cosine x raised to the 1 power, but I don't need to write that. So after I take the derivative of the power, I have to multiply it times the derivative of the inside function. What is the derivative of cosine?
Negative sine.
So I multiply this by negative sine. All right, now we have a minus. We got to do our business with this guy. We're done with this one. Now to take do the chain rule with this one, we take the derivative of the 2. To do that, we drop it. So it's going to be 2 times sine of x. And then we had to take 1 away from the 2, which would just make it 1. So I don't have to write this to the 1 power. I guess I can put it there, but it doesn't do anything. And then I have to multiply that times the derivative of the inside, right? Chain rule says take the derivative of the outside function, then the inside function. The outside function is x squared. The inside function is sine. And so I take the derivative of that, I get cosine x. So look what happens. Let's put all the trig functions in order. Since these are all multiplying to each other, I can change the order here. I'm going to say negative 2 cosine x. I like putting cosine first, but I don't know if the answer is cosine first. But I think, yeah, you're right. Okay, and then this one right here is going to be negative 2. And then we have sine x, cosine x. Can we simplify? Yes, because those 2's have the same variables. So we have negative 4 cosine, that doesn't look like a 4. Negative 4 cosine x, sine x. And I look up at my answers, and I find it to be right there. Make sure when you guys do multiple choice that you always try to find your answer first before you look at answers. Because wrong answers are made to look like correct answers. So if you don't try to find your answer first, you could get tricked. And I mean, looking at answers does help you sometimes, but use that as a last resort.